So the market right now, Errol, is pretty crazy, to say the least.
Yes, that's a great word, because I probably use that pretty often. It's funny because we've seen a bit of a shift.
Sure.
In the last almost, I guess, 2.5, almost 3 years now, it's been chaotic, to say the least. Mm-hmm. So with COVID coming into play, we saw a lot of people either being furloughed or given the ability to work remotely, which has given them a lot of freedom on where they live.
Sure.
So we've seen a lot of people in states where cost of living is through the roof, mm-hmm. And just where maybe they're not too happy with what's going on in their government or whatever,
right?
They're making a run. And they're getting out of those states and they're coming to states like Texas and Arizona and Wyoming and Idaho and places like that, which you wouldn't expect.
I think I heard that Queen Creek was like the fastest growing city in the country.
It's either Queen Creek or, I think Buckeye is up there, believe it or not.
I've heard that as well.
Because the cost of living is a little bit lower there,
sure.
So people
that's
are
a
able
drive
to
till you can afford it situation.
Exactly. And that's tough for me. I'm about convenience when it comes to location. So like I want to be somewhere where I'm going to be close to things, and I have a hard time living somewhere where and I'll sacrifice maybe the size of a home to be somewhere a little bit more convenient.
Interesting.
That's just me though.
Okay.
A lot of people are like, hey, I'll drive 45 minutes. That's my own time. That's my personal time to kind of just think about my day, listen to the radio.
That's why Santan exists.
Exactly.
Sure.
Exactly. So it started off really hot and heavy, and we started seeing a really quick decline of inventory because nobody knew what was going on.
Sure.
So a lot of people were hesitant to list their home because they didn't know what was going to happen with this pandemic. So we started seeing a real large shrink in inventory, which obviously it's supply and demand. And whenever the supply's down, demand is up. And
Econ 101.
Exactly. So we started seeing these crazy price increases, and they were just gradually going up and gradually going up and gradually going up. And we saw a steady appreciation of value of homes over the last 2.5 years, to the point where I was looking at my wife and I'm like, hey, we couldn't afford the house we're in now if we tried to buy it today.
Understood.
And it made